Hey guys, Matt Easton here, Scholar Gladiatoria, and I just thought, you know, I'd do a random video. I'm driving through a beautiful bit of the countryside. I'm in Gloucestershire today, going to pick up some more swords, of course. It's always about swords. And I found a nice little spot to stop my little car, and beautiful scenery all around. And this is proper English summer, and I just want to say, you know, we make a lot of jokes about English weather, but when it's good, it's really beautiful. It's about 28 degrees C today, and actually I've come off-road. I was supposed to be on a motorway, but I think there'd been an accident, and so my sat-nav led me off-road and led me down this little country lane. I've been driving for miles up this country lane, and it's apparently cutting off a corner, according to my very clever sat-nav. So oh, here comes a car, just move out of the way. So so there we go. I just thought I'd share a little bit of my, here goes a car. I thought I'd share a little bit of my life with you, and I'm very privileged to be a travelling antiques dealer and be able to spend my Fridays driving around in the beautiful sun in my very fun little car, and you know, get to stop and see this. Anyway, I have to get back in the car now. I'll try and do some more filming today if it's possible, if there's anything worth filming, but yeah, I hope you're all good, hope you're enjoying the summer, and see you guys soon. Hey Patreon supporters, so that was just a little bit of behind the scenes. As it turns out, I didn't film anything more. I was too busy driving basically from place to place, doing antique-y, swordy stuff, which is a shame because it was a gorgeous day and I actually went past some interesting places. One place that I think I'll have to go back to and do some filming is Cirencester, where there's a lot of Roman stuff, including a Roman amphitheatre and a museum and all kinds of stuff to visit. So I think I'll have to go back and do some filming there. As I say, this is a little bit of a behind the scenes video. There have been various things going on in the last week or two for me. You will have noticed on the Facebook pages and elsewhere, assuming you're on Facebook, that I've been pushing the whole petition side of things in regards to the proposed, well, in fact, the bill that's going through Parliament at the moment to change the law about certain things to do with weapons, but particularly the bit that I'm most concerned about personally is the postage of weapons. As I've said before, kind of off the record, yes, it's completely possible that we're going to find workarounds, even if this comes in with no amendments, no more defences, no more exemptions. If it comes in the current form, then absolutely we'll find workarounds one way or another. But I want to fight it as much as possible before it comes in already, and I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I think me and really only a handful of other people have been instrumental in getting the defences that are already put into the bill for sporting purposes and reenactment put in there. So it's working. Whatever we're doing is working. So we need to keep pushing. But I'm not. I've talked about that before, so I'm not going to bang on about that. But that's been taking up some of my time. The antique stuff has been taking up some of my time, just general life stuff as well. I've obtained some interesting swords recently. One of them, if you're on Sword Forum, on the antique part of the forum, you will find a thread there by me, with other people inputting, of course, about a particular sword that I've picked up. Now, there's decent photos of it there, but this is the sword, and it's associated with an Ottoman officer of English origin. In other words, his parents were English. His surname was Churchill, as in like Winston Churchill. But he was an officer. He was born in Constantinople, as it's written at the time. Obviously, Istanbul. He was born in Istanbul, and he entered the service of the Turks at the time, the Ottoman Empire. And he served for many years. He also worked for the British as well during the 1880s in Egypt and the Egyptian government. So an interesting guy. But the debate is about whether this was his sword or whether this was always his sword. It's quite complicated because this sword was actually bought by a British diplomat by the surname of Larking, who's very, you know, prominent and easy to research. I know this from the Wilkinson records because, as I've many times mentioned, the Wilkinsons have after 1854 they have a serial number on the back of the blade, and so I sent off for the record, and it recorded that Larking ordered it for Prince Mahmud Hamdi, who was the Prince of Egypt, essentially. He was the son of Ismail Pasha, who was deposed in 1882 by the British government. It's a wonderfully, marvellously lovely sword. You'll see it's got no filler in the blade. This type of blade is called biconvex, sometimes lenticular. Okay, it's sharp. Still sharp. It's not razor sharp because obviously it's been in and out of its scabbard for over 100 years, but you could probably cut a water bottle with that quite happily. It's actually got a plated blade. It's one of the reasons it's so shiny and it hasn't oxidized is because it's nickel plated. And right there you will see, let's get the camera to focus. Just, it only wants to focus on my face. There we go. That is it's HM with the Egyptian royal sort of crest above it, and that's Mahmud Hamdi Pasha, the prince on one side, and on the other side are a series of battle honours. Now the battle honours don't relate to the prince, they relate to whoever he gave this sword to or whoever owned the sword after him. And that person had the initials CS or SC, which are engraved on the back strap and they're on a little brass badge that's on the underneath of the guard there. This is known as the scroll hilt, or earlier known as the cinder regular cavalry hilt. And it's also a patent hilt, patent solid hilt, so Wilkinson's full width tang. So every part of this sword is custom blade, custom guard, custom grip. Super nice sword, super expensive for its time, obviously befitting a prince of Egypt, but we're not 100% sure who the battle honours relate to. They could relate to Churchill, not Winston Churchill, but Sidney Churchill. They could relate to him, this Ottoman officer, or they might relate to someone else and somehow the sword came into Churchill's. Anyway, that's what the thread's about, essentially. We're trying to pin that down. But anyway, lovely sword. I'll talk about this more in a public video when I have more certainty about certain things. I'm researching it at the moment. I've also been working on a new article for the website and books and various other things that I work on. Good. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. This is the last Patreon video for this month, but I will say that I have got various new items actually around. I can actually see some in my room around me, which I'm going to be doing videos about. But I haven't had a lot of video making time recently, which you may be able to tell from the public channel because I've not been putting out quite as many videos as usual. Also, I'll just grab it. Something that I'm way behind schedule on is the axe, the Dane axe. I need to do a video about the making of this. I would remind you to go and check out Tord's Thor's Armoury, that is, Tord's Facebook page, because he often shows kind of making of on progress videos on his channel, and they're really interesting to see how these things are made and his methods and stuff and how these come together. And I need to talk about how this was made, this beautiful, I'm just looking at the swirly patterns and it's just such a lovely thing. It's quite mesmerising. Also, he's actually put together some video for, this is incidentally based on a real surviving kind of axe scabbard. He's also filmed some footage for me to use in a video as well, so I'll be using that. So yeah, there we go. Also, I hope you've noticed that I have been gradually working my way through, like 2 or 3 months ago when I asked for some suggestions for videos. I have been addressing some of those and I will continue to do it. And that it continues to be a really useful resource for me as a kind of mental sort of mind jerk. I was going to say, I don't know what a mind jerk is, but to jog my memory of things that I need to make. It's really hot at the moment. That's another reason. It's like 30 degrees in here, which is very hot for an English person. So I still find that really useful. If you didn't contribute to that, the comments underneath that video before, feel free to comment underneath this if you think there's something that you'd particularly like me to address. There's one other final thing for you guys. I've been meaning to say this on the public channel as well. One of the reasons I haven't been doing so many movie fight reviews and TV fight reviews in recent months, despite the fact I enjoy doing them and they're popular, is because the copyright thing has just become a nightmare. You put anything up with any type of footage from anything that's not purely made by you, and it just disappears into this black hole of copyright claiming, and it's just really annoying. So I do actually have a video which I think I've created a second version of it without the copyrighted material in, because it's just very annoying. Anyway, and I want to do some more Game of Thrones videos soon, because I've been rewatching Game of Thrones from the beginning all the way through. So and it's reminded me of, actually there's quite a lot of things I can make videos about in there. Anyway, I will see you for the next video, and cheers for following, and I hope you're all enjoying the summer. See you soon.